Hello, I have today an iPad Pro 9.7 inch, so it's a smaller version of the iPad Pro. It's the same size as the iPad Air. I have it here in its case. At the side of its case you can see it looks pretty much like your bog standard Apple product, very posh. So now for some quick tech specs. It uses the LTE mobile band, which supports 4G. It uses a nano SIM card, although it has a built-in Apple SIM which can be registered on certain networks in various countries. It weighs about 440 grams. This particular one is 9.7 inches, has a resolution of 1536 by 2048, which has a pixel per inch of 264. It also has True Tone, which automatically adjusts the colours to your surroundings. So if it's more orangey, the screen will be more orangey. The CPU is an Apple A9X, which has 2 cores, and it has 12 core graphics. It's quite snappy for gaming. It has 2 GB of RAM, not very much in comparison to some top-end phones on the market. It has a 12 megapixel rear camera with dual LED flash. It has 2 slightly different coloured flashes to get True Tone, to get the best colour in your photo. It supports 4K video. The front camera is 5 megapixels and supports 1080 HD video. It has 4 speakers. It also has a noise cancelling microphone. It supports dual band wireless AC, NFC for Apple Pay or anything. It also has a USB 2 Lightning port, which you can get adapters to plug memory cards or memory pens into. It has a fingerprint sensor, an accelerometer, gyro, compass and barometer. It has a 27.9 watt-hour battery which boasts 10 hours, and I think depending on what you're doing, if it's just general kind of iPadiness, messaging, emails, web browsing, things like that, it hits it. It can also be got in silver, gold, space grey, which is what I have, or rose gold.
Looking at the software side of things, by the way, I'm recording this particular section on my iPad microphone, just so you can get a bit of an idea of how the quality of it. First off, the 2 things that really annoy me about this is Apple haven't made their own calculator or Torch app, which means you have to download one that's either full of apps or pay for one, which is a real pain. However, that said, the rest of it is really quite good, and coming from someone who doesn't really like Apple should hopefully mean something. It's nice and clean, easy to use, unlike Android and to some extent Windows. It's really snappy thanks to the A9X processor that it has. It plays games and all other apps without any problems at all. Yeah, the main things you'll probably possibly be using this for are word processing. It has a good version of Microsoft Word, and if you have the Apple Pencil, as you've just seen, you can write things. The Apple Pencil, by the way, is really, really good precision, and you can tilt it, and it changes the width of the ink, all sorts. There's loads of great artisty apps for that kind of thing. However, if you just I'll have to stop using the pencil. If you're just there to type and make some notes, then it's great for that. The keyboard it's an okay size. That's the on-screen keyboard. There are, of course, keyboard cases, but they cost a lot of money, and you can get Bluetooth cases as well, which might work fine for you. I haven't bothered to because I find the on-screen keyboard perfectly fine. So you've got your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all those kinds of things that you might be wanting for Office. You've got the Mail app down here, so you can view all of your emails. OneNote is a great app for taking notes in lectures. So at school, university, you can just click draw and say this is important, and then if it isn't anymore, rub it out. You can highlight text, so all sorts of great features on that. It also syncs to OneDrive, and then you can use it on your phone, Android tablet, Windows computer. That's mostly it that you need to know, I think. Obviously, it has a clock app, calendar, App Store. Music is quite nice on here. This is different in iOS 10. Different layout. I think it doesn't seem as complex. I preferred the old version, but that's just me. Obviously, you've got iMessage and FaceTime, which works great for other people that have Apple devices. If you don't have any friends or family with Apple devices, then they're pretty much useless, unfortunately. Apple should make an app for Android and Windows for them, I think.
So, in conclusion, is the iPad Pro a good product? Yes, it is overall. You pay a lot for the kind of specs that it is, but it's a very nicely designed product. The software is reliable. There are a lot of apps available for it, especially if you're using things like the Apple Pencil. There's a lot of artist tools on there, such as Photoshop Sketch, all sorts of things. Overall, it is fast. It's good at multitasking. It has a great screen size. It's not too big and it's not too small. I find it really handy for lectures, taking notes and recording. I use Microsoft OneNote to make notes, and the screen is really clear. It's great for movies and things on the go. The bad things, I would say, are the keyboard cost. I haven't got one because I don't see the point in spending 130 quid on a keyboard when you can pick one up for a fiver. Yeah, it looks nice, but it's not worth that much. Again, the initial cost of it is very expensive, depending on what type you want. If you just want a standard Wi-Fi one, it's about £450. It's quite a lot for what you're getting, but like I say, it's a good tablet overall. I hope you found this review useful. If you liked it, click like. If you want to see more, I don't do very many videos, but you can click subscribe. And if you've got any tips for me, leave them in the comments.